Hello and welcome back to Obnoxiously Optimistic. Guys, today I want to cover really this idea that I love so much about meanings and how you interpret a situation and how you look at a situation, whether it's a conversation with someone or something that went wrong in your day or something that's just not working out. But I am going to analyze a little bit more of the relationship aspect of it. But I want to start off with this quote that is one of my absolute favorites, and it goes like this. You never have a bad day. You only have bad moments. It's you who decides if it becomes a bad day. And I just love that. It's like, really understand something may happen. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes things don't happen in your favor. But the biggest thing is, what are you going to do from there? Are you going to take that ball of negative energy and just keep rolling it like this big snowball and just have this monstrously horrible day? Or are you going to look at it and take something from it or learn from it and choose to let it go and move on, so then the rest of your day can continue and be productive, so the rest of whatever that situation was, that relationship, can continue in a positive way? Or will you just let it keep, right, snowball effect on itself and keep getting worse? So one thing you want to do is analyze the meanings behind it, the intentions behind something. And before we get too far into that, understand it's okay to feel bad or sad or angry. These are so human of you to have these emotions. And it's because we are offended or feel belittled or unappreciated or unworthy, or we feel dumb or we feel stupid or we feel all these negative meanings, right? And so what I wanted to talk about was how to, number one, change this perspective, right? Number one, how to change this perspective, and then number two, how to not take things so personal, right? And they kind of bundle together, you'll see as I'm explaining, but I like to use examples that I think a lot of people can kind of relate to. In some way or another, I'm sure you might have been forgotten or left stranded or whatever, just picked up late, right? Someone says they're going to be somewhere at a certain time and doesn't make it, right? Instantly, your mind, it's natural to start thinking negative and selfish thoughts, right? They don't care about me. They aren't prioritizing me or my time. They always do things like this, and so on and so forth, thinking these negative things, right? And most of those negative feelings about the situation or ideas of the intentions are coming from a selfish standpoint. And if you try to look at the situation and force yourself, whether they're right or not, to apply positive possibilities, right? They're late because maybe they got in a car accident. They're late because maybe something happened to one of their kids or a dog, or something terrible just happened and they need to go fix that, right? And they maybe didn't have time to assess your situation and say, hey, I'm not going to be there yet or anything. They didn't have time because something so urgent had just come up, right? And if you start putting different meanings like that, maybe they were stopping to get something for you. Maybe they knew you were tired and were stopping to get a coffee. Maybe maybe it was a good intention in which they're going to be late, right? Or whatever the situation is. If you start applying these positive meanings, then your whole mindset changes. And think of the difference of that interaction when it comes, right? If I'm sitting here and my mom was supposed to pick me up or my friend was supposed to pick me up and they were supposed to be here 15 minutes ago and they just don't care about me and blah, blah, blah. When they get there, I'm going to say something along the lines of, what took you so long? Where have you been? Right? In that negative tone, which just instantly puts the other person on a defense to defend themselves in their situation and, well, I have to do that. And it just adds negativity to the relationship. Whereas if you were to look at the same situation and be thinking in your head, maybe they got in an accident, maybe they were picking something up for me, maybe I forgot something and they were grabbing it for me, maybe something good, something positive, and maybe they were just bombarded with things to do and they couldn't get all their stuff together in time. Maybe, whatever, they are overwhelmed. If you start thinking these more positive thoughts, think of that meeting and relationship, right? I'm so glad you made it. Are you all right? I was worried. And then it's like, oh no, I'm just here because whatever, there was traffic or I was overwhelmed or this or that or whatever happened. Maybe it just slipped their mind. But because they don't feel attacked, that relationship is not damaged. And the rest of that, whatever car ride in the situation, can go nicely. You can carry on a normal, happy conversation rather than having this anger, right, from these selfish thoughts of, you didn't care about me, you didn't think about me. And another good example of this from my personal life would be the other day my dad gave me a text that actually really made me sad. Because what he said was, I'm sorry if I did anything to offend you. I'm not sure why you are avoiding me, but please do give me a call. Now that was really sad for me to read that and for my dad to think I was avoiding him, right? He was taking this very personal, that I wasn't answering his calls because I was trying to not talk to him. I had just missed earlier, the day before, I had missed a call from him because I was at work and my phone was dead. And then I didn't get off until pretty late at night. I wasn't going to call him past 12, right? So it was past midnight when I got off. So when I got home, finally got my phone charged, it was way too late to wake him up. And then the next morning, I had woke up. I was late because I didn't get much sleep the night before. I was late for work, ran to work, was running a boot camp there, and then I had apparently missed another call. So when he called, it went directly to voicemail, and then he sees that I'm avoiding him. And I just think that's a perfect example of, what meanings are you addressing to the situation where he took it instantly, very personal? Like, if I'm calling and she's not answering, that's because she is avoiding me. That I had been doing this on purpose to give these negative things to him, right? Where really, in my life, I had so many other things going on that neglect, that relationship damage that I was causing was kind of an accident. It was a bystander. It wasn't me intentionally ignoring, right? But I was doing all this other stuff that I had not gotten to that yet. So is there an issue that maybe wasn't prioritized properly? Sure. And we could discuss that. But if the relationship conversation starts as, why are you avoiding me? I'm going to be like, whoa, 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 I'm not avoiding, right? And there's a confrontation there. Where if he were to maybe look at the situation more understanding, saying, hey, you must be very busy, right? Or I hope everything is all right. I don't know what is going on or why you're unable to return my calls, but please do so as soon as you can. Or something like that. Then the second I get a chance, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy, blah, blah, blah. Where when you feel almost in the wrong, right? I felt like he was accusing me of ignoring him. It was harder for me to go forward and call him because I was expecting to be talked to negatively. So that's just a quick example where if you look at a situation a little differently, it helps it work more smoothly. Right? So trying to analyze why people do what they do. And then not taking things so personal. This is the hardest thing anyone can do. And it's helped me tremendously. I had someone say to me one time, the world does revolve around you. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Everyone always says, the world doesn't revolve around you, like, don't be so selfish. But if you understand, the world does revolve around you. And individually, everyone experiences the world revolving around them. Where you are right now watching this video, look around. If I turn and I'm looking, everything seems to be, from my perspective, revolving around me. Right? So I'm thinking everyone should have me as the center of the universe. But I'm only the center of my universe. And understand whoever you're in relationship with or who you are in this situation with or conversation or whatever has happened that is negative you're trying to get over, right? The world in their eyes revolves around them. And where we start thinking these negative thoughts of like, they were trying to hurt my feelings. They were doing this to me. You have to think you were probably just a bystander, and whatever happened to you was an effect of their actions, but their actions were not in act towards you, but in them trying to do something else they may have neglected, or they may have not put as much effort towards, or they may have not paid as much attention to you as you would because you're the center of your universe. But in their trying to achieve whatever it is they're trying to achieve, you have become a bystander of that. Right? So not thinking that someone's doing something specifically to hurt me. Try to figure out what it is they're trying to accomplish and understand maybe where you fell. And if you understand it like that, it makes it a lot easier to look at a situation and see, I understand where I fall in their eyes and I know how to now, work with this person, talk to this person about that situation. And I'm not thinking about them trying to hurt me, but I'm thinking about them trying to achieve whatever they were trying to achieve, right? And seeing where I fall, I can then have a more productive conversation with that person in saying where my intentions were, right? In what I was trying to achieve or what I was expecting, or voicing that to that person in a not attacking type manner. Not saying you were doing this to me, but saying, I see you were trying to do this. It made me feel this way. Really opens their eyes to then say, whoa, I was just trying to do this. I didn't mean to do that to you. And then you can fix the situation, if that makes sense. I hope it did to anyone out there that's looking and watching and taking notes, that you would have better conversations, better relationships, and better days. And understanding bad things happen, right? Mistakes happen. People are human and people aren't perfect. And the thing about life is we got to work with people. And all these mistakes are out there and they're a part of life. And you have to learn to love them and embrace them and learn from them, right? So don't expect everything to go perfect in life. Don't expect to always have exactly what you want or need or whatever, but understand the meanings behind a situation and not taking things too personal. And it will really help you move on from any sort of negative state you may be in to look forward and see, is this something I want to continue and someone I can work with and things like that? Or whatever that situation that happened, if I can just let go and move on, or if I can learn and grow from it, right? So I hope you guys got something out of today and keep tuning in. Talk to you soon. Bye.